Hi everybody, welcome back. It's Libby. Thank you for those of you who've kindly subscribed to my channel, Naturally Libby 1111 here on YouTube. Thank you so much. One of my wishes for this year was to get to my subscribers up to 100, which it's actually happened. So I'm really pleased about that. It's actually now 101. So my next goal is to get 1,000 people by December. And it's not about me getting numbers, it's about you sharing the channel, liking the channel, enjoying what my content is, you find it interesting, to tell other people about it and recommend me and send me out there. And because I'm giving you lifestyle advice, I give you spiritual advice, I work on recipes, gardening, yoga, meditation, breath work, all that sort of thing. And it's all done for me in a natural way. That's why, hence, it's called Naturally Libby. Now, so we've hit February and we're nearly at the end of February. So I thought to myself, I wonder what February actually means. So I've got here on my phone, let me just bring it up. And it says, what is the full meaning of February? And I'll read what it says. Where did the word February come from? Since other months like January are named after Roman gods, you'd be forgiven for thinking that February is named after the Roman god February. But the word February comes from the Roman festival of purification called Februa, Februa, during which time people were ritually washed. So it is about purification and cleansing. So it's the second month of the year and it is about that clearing out of clutter and stuff. So I've been spending what I thought was going to be a relatively low month spend for February. It's been quite expensive. So I decided to have new carpets fitted. They've not been fitted yet. I've ordered new carpets, which will come in next week. And consequently, as you do, I thought I need to just paint the skirting boards. I need to paint the walls. And so I've done all of that. So that's added more cost to my decorating budget. But hey, it's a good thing. I've ordered some new curtains. Oh, I've got the new curtains now. I've ordered some very nice fabric to make some cushions, and I bought a couple of cushions from Next. I wanted to bring in some colour, really bright colours, a bit like I'm wearing today. These aren't the colours I'm going to have in my lounge, by the way, but just some bright colours. And I kind of realised I'm blending in with my background there, yeah, which is my African wool mohair African scene, which I bought from South Africa many, many years ago. And I'm talking of in the 1980s. And it's handmade, it's beautiful. And it's in this room. This is my healing room, my yoga room, my office. So that's where I am today. So month of February, purification. So low spend originally, ended up being an expensive month, but that's fine. I'm fine. Okay. March is going to be mean March. We'll see where that one goes. Okay, so we've had a lot of rain here, a lot of flooding. I live in an area which is well known for flooding, but consequently this year has been horrendous. Yeah, this February has been awful. Now, I go swimming quite regularly at the local health centre, not health centre, health club. And I've got a lovely swimming pool there. We've got a sauna, steam room, that kind of thing. I haven't been for a few weeks really, because to get there, it have to actually go all the way around to get back to where it's just literally a couple of miles away. It probably takes me half an hour onto my journey time. So I've not been, and plus we haven't got some road works up here, so they've closed roads. So it's been really not convenient. So I haven't been much. I'm hoping to get back tomorrow. So that's a good thing eventually. So the flooding has stopped that. The flooding has flooded my allotment quite badly. But more on that in a bit. So we are talking about February, what I've been doing. So I've done a gorgeous gong bath yesterday and with Gavin. And Gavin did a yin yoga. And it was all about flowing. It's about making waves. He talked about waves through the class, waves of breath, waves of movement, and connecting to that energy. So I then did the sound bath, and it's funny because I'd actually brought in a poem about waves. I didn't actually read the poem, but it kind of, oh yeah, about waves. So let's have these waves of vibration, waves of sound coming in. And that was incredible. So I had a bit of feedback on that, and everybody said what a great sound bath it was. And it was interesting because I actually set the whole thing up differently, and I played the instruments differently. It all felt different. Yeah. So it sounds like a new beginning. And I think I mentioned that in my 2024 video about making space. It was about that making space to do, just change things up, move things around. If you can't afford to do a lot of decorating, just move things around. When I had this room decorated, I put the bookshelf over there. It was originally over there, and it just feels different. So changing things up. And then I also did a Kundalini yoga and sound bath the last Sunday, so a week yesterday, a week ago. So that was about the Ma and the making space, and that time to breathe and listen and make space. And we made space with our breath, and we did a lovely breath practice. And it was about pausing after the breath in, pausing after the breath out, and feeling the healing and feeling that magic within that space. And how often do we do that? Yeah. Make space to do that. Go for a nice walk and just breathe. Get rid of your phone, leave it at home. Don't take anybody with you. Just go on your own and just breathe in and breathe out and make space for you to connect with that magical energy. So we did that. My own practice has suffered a little bit with all this decorating, but I have tried to do half an hour every morning, and I did it up to yesterday. So I've been doing like I think it's 10 days now, just continuously practicing every day for half an hour, and also that meditation about making space. I've been doing that. Today I got up very, very late. I was absolutely shattered yesterday. I did the gong bath, then I came home, and then I painted the rest of my lounge, finished that now. Then I popped to the Range, which is a bit like a big Wilko's. For those of you who don't know Range, it's a big, huge shop that sells everything basically. And they had some great offers on their compost. So I'd already bought previously, a couple of weeks ago, I bought 8 bags of compost. I bought a load more yesterday. I bought some other bits and pieces, which I'm going to show you in a minute because they're over here. And that's my next subject. So I went there last night, picked up all this compost and a few other bits. And then I had to drop it at the allotment. And by the time I got home, it was 6:30. I'd already got my dinner prepared. So it was a bit of a leftover from the day before. And I'd made pumpkin risotto. I did have the last video where I said I was going to show you what I made with that pumpkin. That didn't happen. I did make something, but I didn't video it. So apologies for that. And so I made a curry, I made a risotto, and I also then made another risotto, which I had yesterday, which was delicious. Yeah. So I will do a recipe of the risotto because it was so good. Yeah, and it used up all my bits and pieces. So I've talked about my own practice, decorating, and air in the lounge and air in the room. So I've had all the windows open today, and I've got a dehumidifier. So I bought that this month because I wanted something to purify the air. So it's all about this air and purification. So I've had that on this morning while my solar panels were running. So that's been good. So it cleaned up the space. So that was excellent. Right. So February. Let's go to my book, which I bought back in December last year, and it's called Everyday Matters, 2004 diary. And for the month of February, it was about hope. Okay, and all those lovely spring bulbs. And as I came into February and drove from one of my little villages into my village, there was a whole array of snowdrops, and they were just stunning. Unfortunately, it's not an area where you probably could walk because it's by the side of a road and there's nowhere to park. But it's about the word hope. Okay, you see that hope? So that came up yesterday in my gong bath, the message of hope. So I got inspired after the gong bath to go and buy myself something for my spring garden, because this is one of the messages from this book. And it says, well, first of all, one of them says, I'll read this one. Hope is being able to see that there is light despite all of the darkness. Now, it's interesting to come up the darkness because when I clicked on my screen today, I'm filming this on my laptop. One of the, you get those pictures and you get a view of somewhere. The view I got today was pretty horrendous. It looked like the tower card in tarot. It was a black mountain with all these black clouds and flooding, and it was so grim and so dark. And I clicked on the thing at the top, and I can't remember what it said, but it said, "Do you want to change this?" And I said, "Yes, please." So it's been able to see the light despite all the darkness. So I thought it was quite appropriate. So I got rid of that. So hopefully when I log on again, it won't have that picture. I'm hoping anyway. But what I wanted to read this particular message, because this is sometimes what happens in life when you can feel a little bit down and somebody comes along with a bit of a light. Yeah. And it says at times our own light goes out and is rekindled by the spark from another person. And that was a quote by a French-German philosopher, Albert Schweitzer, 1874 to 1965. So we had a good age. He was nearly 100. So that was what I wanted to talk about, the message of hope and to light up somebody's life. And by doing something very small, just to phone somebody and say, "Hi, how you doing?" And knowing that they probably had a bit of a rough time, "I'm here for you." And they'd be the same for you, hopefully. So making that relationship. Okay. So what I did a few years ago, back in 2020 ish, during those crazy times, there was a friend of mine who was working for a charity, and the charity was to support, I'd say veterans, just veterans, people that needed a bit of support during that time. And bless her, she used to go out, it was part of her job, but she used to go out and support these people. She'd probably stand at the end of the drive and talk to people. She'd bring them food, parcels, and that sort of thing. And she said to me it was getting to be so hard for her to go because everybody was like, "But there's no hope for us. Is it always going to be like this?" And they couldn't see the wood for the trees. So I was suddenly thought, I was actually on holiday in Lowestoft of all places, and I'd managed to book myself a hotel on the seafront to get some sunshine, which it was quite nice actually. I had a nice week there. But as I was looking out, I was thinking, and she phoned me and we were chatting, how can we, build up some hope for these people? And I said to her, we need to buy daffodils. So we need to get daffodils in September. So it was coming towards the end of the year. It was in August time. So we're coming up to the time where you can buy daffodils. And what we did, we called them the bulbs of hope. And we managed to get some donations. And we actually had some money donated to buy the compost. We had some donation to buy the pots and other bits and pieces, obviously the bulbs as well. So that all came from a donation, and that was amazing. So then we actually, what myself and my friend did, we spent days in her garage filling up these bags, putting in some compost in a bag, giving them so many bulbs and a little pot. I can't remember if we actually provided the pots. Yes, we did. I'm sure we provided the pots. Put them in the bag in a little presented little gift bag. Typed it up about how to grow these bulbs and gave it out. And I think we did something like 300 of these bags. And then we had a little competition where people had to present their bulbs in a certain way. Maybe they were in a fancy pot or in a background, and they took a photograph of them. And then my friend asked me if I would judge them, and I first, second, and third, and I don't know what they got for as a present, maybe some chocolate or stuff. Anyway, it just gave them something to hope for, and they would say, "Oh, my bulbs are coming up." It's given us hope. So in the springtime, when it was all that darkness, the bulbs of hope came in. So that came in yesterday for me again, and I was like, you know what? I need to get a load of bulbs, and it's a bit late now to plant bulbs. They're all coming up in my garden. My front garden looked a bit bare. And what I wanted to do is to fill up my front garden full of little daffodils to give people that upliftment of spirit, because let's face it, it's been pretty grim. So that's what I wanted to do. So when I went to pick up some compost for my allotment yesterday, I picked up some bulbs. So these are um, Tate to Tate. Yeah, they're the little ones, so they're not going to be big. And there's loads of bulbs in here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 7 bulbs, and I bought 9 pots. In fact, I cleared the actual shelf and the tray. I wanted a few more, but some of them were bigger bulbs, and I didn't want too many big ones. So I quite like these little mini ones. So I've got 9 pots of these. So I'm going to plant them up in a moment. Hopefully, by looking out there, it's got dark clouds again. So it's probably going to start raining, but hey, we shall plant these. We'll have a good tidy up, put these in, and hopefully these will bring in a little bit of hope. So that was my message, really. I don't think there's anything else except the fact that yeah, I think I've talked about everything I needed to talk about except the full moon last night. So after running around like a crazy woman, picking up painting, going to the range, getting all the compost, buying these bulbs, I went to the allotment to drop my compost off. I got a bit of a treat. Looked across, it was just getting dusk, and my little fairy lights came on around my shed, so that gave me a little bit of light. Yeah, and then I looked across, and there is the moon. And honestly, it was this colour. It was bright orange in the sky. It was huge. It was absolutely gorgeous. And I thought that's a little bit of hope. That's a bit of a upliftment, because I was feeling pretty tired by this point. And yesterday I'd just done quite a lot. So to me today it was a bit like, let's just chill a little bit. Let's get these bulbs in. Let's make a video. Let's connect with everybody, and wish you all the rest of this month happiness and peace and joy, but above all, the energy of hope as we move into February, because after February, it is a leap year this year. So those of you who are single and maybe have a man in your life or somebody that you quite admire, or you've got an attraction to, you can propose. And that goes both ways, yeah? So let's look what March is going to bring. So I love this little diary. So March is going to bring us peace. How amazing is that? Let's hope this for the world, hey? And we've got a crescent moon, which is going to be the start of March, because we've come out the full moon and we'll be going into that crescent moon. I'm just trying to think what it will be. Be a new moon in Pisces? I think it will. Yeah, Pisces coming up. So yeah, my daughter's birthday is in March. We've got some nice things we're going to do together. We're going on a spa weekend, a spa day, and we're going to have a weekend together. So lots of nice foods, lots of treats, lots of joy and happiness and peace. So let's pray. Just as I end this video, let's send out that message of peace, that dove of peace to everybody, especially in the areas of the world that really need that peace. And I want to say thank you to Prince William for standing up and saying, enough is enough. We need to now hold peace in our hearts and send out that peace and end the fighting in all areas of the world, not just in certain areas, in all of the world, and also within ourselves. So in order for us to find peace on the outside, we need to find peace on the inside. So that's my message for March, is to find peace on the inside. Still carry on with the energy of Mar. I hope this video has been useful. I'm going to go and plant my bulbs now. And I will see you hopefully at the beginning of March. I shall make a video in March. As I said, it's going to be a marvellous March. I'm not going to hopefully spend too much money in March, but who knows? These things come around, don't they? Things happen, and something, we have to burn our budget sometimes. Anyway, have a lovely rest of your Sunday, everybody, and Satnam, Namaste, and I will see you all in March. Lots and lots of love. Bye. Bye-bye.